5 years later is the crossover continuation of Danny Phantom and the classic continuity Ben 10, made by the Ink Tank. And while it's really good, you should definitely read the motion comic, the footage I am using for this video, Please Don't Sue Me, or go to the Ink Tank's website and check out both the Arctic and recalibrated versions of 5 years later. I mean, trust me, 5 years later is really good. Trust me. And today I want to do a character analysis on one of the characters from 5 years later, and that is none other than Danny Phantom's arch nemesis, Vlad Plasmius.
Hello, Daniel. What's it been? 5 years?
After 5 years of being stranded in space, Vlad finally returns to Danny's Earth, and his first stop is his old mansion, where he goes inside and sees it being in cobwebs and run down, and he finds an old picture of him, Jack, and Maddie in their college days. And Vlad starts to reminisce about his past and what he went through. Getting to the accident, learning about his powers, traveling to the ghost zone to learn more about them, found a society who became a valid member, and then he started to use his powers to rob a bank, and when they find out about his crimes, they kicked him out. And you actually see that Vlad felt like he regretted what he did, and when he sees that Jack proposed to Maddie, that was, basically the final straw, and you can see the pain of Vlad and after what he saw. And we see him in the flashbacks of him and his battles with Danny, and which led him to him being banished from Earth and has been roaming in space ever since. After the flashback, Eon approached him with power and to give him an Earth to rule. Vlad first rejects since, he's got nothing to lose, but Eon says, if there's nothing to lose, you should team up with me. And Vlad says, alright. And that's when he meets Danny again. They get into their usual fight, but this time with Danny activating for the first time his Phantom Flame, with Vlad being the one to suggest the name indirectly, and Danny doesn't think it's a bad idea name. And then Vlad proceeds to show his ghostly wail.
That's my ghostly wail. How did you learn to do that? 5 years alone, isolated in space with nothing but my thoughts. 5
Those words and execution of said words tells us a lot about Vlad and his time in space, how he thought about what he did and the things he did, and how the decisions he made were his choices and his choices alone. But when we talk about Jack and how they both got their powers because of him,
I expected more from you by now. You're weaker than when we last met. Oh, don't tell me that you've given up your heroics to bum around with your idiotic father.
He's not an idiot. If it wasn't for him, neither one of us would even have these powers.
Oh, yes. Nearly killing your own son. What a scientific breakthrough. However, you and I are only half ghosts. It would be a shame to leave your father's work unfinished, wouldn't you say?
and emphasized later in Chapter 8.
Can't you just shut up for once? I don't care about your evil lectures anymore, Plasmius.
Evil? Is it evil to ruin your best friend's life? Curse him with these powers? and not once visit him all those years he spent hospitalized, watching everything he knows and loves slip away. How about repeating the same mistake on your own son 20 years later? As if you never learned a damn thing. You and I are both a product of evil.
What both these scenes tell us is that Vlad sees Jack as the real villain, and how he suffered because of his, well, incompetence. Vlad would never have made the choices he made if it wasn't for Jack. As Vlad learns from Eon that ecto energy and ghosts from the Ghost Zone have no limits besides their respective, and that he and Danny are constantly evolving, Vlad's more willing to revel in his evolving power, whereas Danny is more holding back and only does so when absolutely necessary. And as Vlad comments to Danny,
You feel that, Daniel? Exhaustion. That was a fancy little attack there, and it may have worked on me earlier. Yet you refuse to take my side and evolve with me. Your humanity cripples you. Just let go. I can show you the way.
this shows us that Vlad is willing to sacrifice his humanity to evolve, and showing the difference between Danny and Vlad, and that Vlad wants Danny to evolve with him. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with me on this video analysis? Do you think Vlad is a very sympathetic individual and has a character beyond being evil? Do you enjoy 5 years later? I mean, who doesn't? Do you enjoy Danny Phantom and Ben 10? Well, I more so enjoy the latter. Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that Kuga thumbs up button, subscribe, hit that notification button, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm Tyler's Awesome 2, and peace.